Hey, good morning, everybody. Retired Chef Pat here. Today's Monday, December the 8th. I hope you guys had a great weekend and ready for another week. I know Mondays are terrible. I know. I remember those days working Mondays. It was always weekends I didn't mind. There was no bosses around. I just go in and do my thing in it. I knew what I had to do and I get my job done and made sure everybody was happy. So yeah, I know what Mondays are like. All the bosses are back in the office and everything. But anyways, your recipe for today is going to be French onion soup. Now I make mine just a hair different. Some other people probably do the same thing. I thicken my soup. Okay. There's a lot of places I worked in that never thickened their French onion soup up, and I didn't like that. So I always made sure I thicken my French onion soup up. Okay. So I'm going to go through it step by step and tell you, it's not a hard recipe at all. It's very easy. So here we go. You're going to need probably about 6 to 8 good sized onions, yellow onions, okay? You're going to take and slice these up, skin them, and slice them very thin. And you're going to throw these all in a saucepan with butter that's been melted a little bit. I would use maybe about maybe 3 or 4 tablespoons of melted butter. See what it looks like when you're putting it in there and that. And you can always go either way with it. Cut it back a little bit or put a little bit more, okay? And then what you're going to do is you're going to saute all these sliced onions down that are in the saucepan and that. Slice them all down. Saute it all down nice, okay? And then I would turn the heat down a little bit, down to simmer. And then at that point in time, I would add flour to it. Probably about maybe, I don't know, maybe a quarter cup of flour in it. Because I do everything by eye. I'm pretty good at doing things by eye. I could tell myself how to do it by eye. So I would say maybe approximately a quarter cup of flour. Add flour as needed. Okay? You're going to make a sort of a roux out of it in a way with the onions and the butter in there. And then what you're going to do at that time after that, you're going to add beef broth to it. So there's a couple ways you can do the beef broth. Either buy the beef broth in the box or a can, whatever you need, and add that probably about, I would say about 2 quarts of beef broth. And you're going to add that to it. If you don't do it the can or the box way, which is already pre-made, you can use a little bit of beef base and then add that to your water and that too also. And you could go that way. So whatever you want to do. Or if you want to make it low salt, pick up a couple packets of the low salt dry beef base in that, or the wet low salt, and do the same way, okay? But again, it's not hard. You guys can all do it. I know you can. And once you add the beef broth to the roux mixture of the onions and the flour and the butter, the melted butter and that, which has been cooked down, turn your heat up somewhat. I wouldn't go real high, but I would go maybe about a medium to maybe a slight higher than that. Because what you're going to do is, as it's heating up, make sure you're constantly kind of stir it as you're doing it so nothing sticks to the bottom or burn. You're going to see it starting to thicken up in that for you, okay? And it's going to thicken up nice, and that's pretty much it. If you feel like it's thickening up maybe a little too much, you can add maybe a little bit more beef broth or maybe just a hair more water to it too also, okay? Salt and pepper to taste, and that's pretty much it because your beef broth's got a lot of flavor already in it anyways. And you might not even need a lot of salt and pepper either because beef broth or beef paste and that sort of thing, they all are pretty salty in the first place. So, okay? So thicken it up that way. You heat it up. It's going to thicken up for you. Once it gets thick, stir it up. And once it gets thick, put it back down to simmer or off, either way, if you're going to be serving it right away. What I would do is purchase some baguette bread, get a loaf of baguette bread, and pick up some sliced Swiss cheese, and make sure you have Parmesan cheese also. What I usually do with mine is I take the soup bowl, I put some baguette bread down the bottom, depends how much you want, a couple pieces of baguette bread in the bottom. ladle the soup on top of the baguette bread. Take and put a little Parmesan on top of that. And then you're going to put sliced Swiss cheese on top of that, depending on how much you want, okay? And then if you're afraid it's not going to be, if you want to give it that cooked kind of brownish look, well, nice melted look, put it in the microwave for like 30 or 40 seconds or so. I would say maybe more like 30 seconds, and you'll have it. Otherwise, the soup, if it's really, really hot, it's going to melt that cheese right away for you. You're not going to have a problem, okay? And that's it. It's a very, very simple recipe, very simple meal. What a delicious soup it is, and I loved making it. Everybody seemed to always like it, and like I said, I always did it this way here where I thicken it up because I didn't like the other way where it wasn't thickened. Okay, guys, that's pretty much it. Play around with it, and you're going to do fine. I know you will do fine with it. Listen, have a great day, everybody. Don't work too hard. Remember, Retired Chef Pat right here on TikTok, also on YouTube and Instagram. One word, Retired Chef Pat. That's it. And I'll talk to you guys real soon. I'll be talking to you probably back on Wednesday. I changed my schedule on the recipes now. I'm going to be doing Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, especially since the holiday season's here and everybody's pretty busy right now with shopping and getting ready for the holidays. So we'll do that Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I'll still do my comedy corner. I'll do that every day for you guys as long as you enjoy it. And we'll go from there. And remember, check all my other stuff out, all my other socials. Instagram, YouTube, right here in TikTok. Check all my recipes that I put up from all these other fabulous people that send them to me and also that I duet for and everything else. They got some great cooks and chefs and homemakers out there and make some really good food. And that's why I put the stuff up so you can see what's going on. And if there's anything new going on as far as recipes and items out there and stuff like that. So everybody listen, have a great Monday. Stay safe. Love one another. I'll talk to you guys real soon. Thanks now.